Hi, this is Ryan from xCannabis.com, Sensi Life Community News. It is February 8th, 2013, and I'm just announcing the news of xCannabis reopening its forums. I have just completed a new upgrade with the forums, which allows people to interact on a social networking level, where people can exchange ideas and not have to worry about all the glitches and issues with Facebook, have an alternate to that. I'm personally sick of Facebook. I really appreciate Facebook. Don't get me wrong, it's an amazing concept. I mean, look at how absolutely popular it is. I can't compete with that. Most people cannot compete with that, which is why they're so successful. But I want to have an alternative. I've had an alternative since 2008. Instead of just going along with the flow and, obeying the masters and the kings of the marijuana movement or the political movement or the party this or the party that, I decided to have my own alternative media. What that has turned into has been something that I've always hoped for and never knew how to achieve, and I finally got it going. I got a small micro economy going on at xCannabis.com. We have products that we sell, and the currency is points, or what we call xCannabits. We're using WordPress with the Cubepoint module, the plugin, that is, the Cubepoints plugin, and we are using not just our blog, which is what I've done for the last year. I killed the forums about a year ago, but I'm reactivating the forums today, and I've used a plugin that I've paid for and then modified a little bit to integrate the Simple Press forums to the main xCannabits economy, so that when people use the forums, there's going to be spam removal and such. You can't just post crap on there to earn points, but when you earn points from posting and interacting in the forums, it's like us paying you instead of paying some ad agency. I mean, we want to get our message out. I've lost a lot of people, and I think that cannabis prohibition has contributed to that, and it pisses me off, and it also, motivates me. Losing my little brother after the cops had harassed all of his little friends for him using cannabis, basically. And then 2 months later, he was dead. My parents put him in a rehab type of thing, and then he got out and, ended up on prescription medications that killed him. Bad news. And I think that the lack of prohibition would have kept him alive longer. I think that, the cannabis population in America is growing only because people are coming out. Not everybody has came out as a cannabis consumer. Not everybody is answering, yes, I've used cannabis on a government survey, but a lot of people are. And, I think the social stigma is going away, but certainly the harm compared to other things like alcohol is so much less with marijuana. And, my dad died of cancer, my grandma died of cancer. Bad cancers that really, devastated their health, and it was painful to watch them deteriorate due to cancer. Cannabis could have helped them both. They were both very dedicated Mormons, especially my father at the end of his life, and my grandma, ever since I first met her as a child, always have been very religious and very dedicated to the Mormon church, and resisted any kind of thought of using marijuana. And even with me suggesting it to my father, he considered it, but passed the idea up. I only wish that I could have done more. It was a painful situation all around. And it motivates me, and I'm, I don't know, we put stuff in this market, like these hemp pants, we've got a few pair left, and other things like Bitcoin and bullion, these bullion points and things like that. We put into this market from what we would normally pay an ad company, some sort of marketing agency or Facebook or Google ads or something like that. somewhere where we would pay to get our message out, instead of paying, Facebook, which we've paid hundreds of dollars to over the years to advertise, we pay our visitors. And so, it's a microeconomy. It's not like we're asking for anything from anybody financially. This is just your time. You come here, you spend time posting and contributing to the site and building the community. And we try to find sponsors, and we try to find things to sponsor these ad campaigns with. And even if there's nothing left in the store, if everything's been bought out, then your points still remain. And then when we refill our inventory, it gives you motivation to come back and check our site out, and keeps our activity high. Keeps people coming and checking things out. Now, I do have to admit, we did have a mishap with one good that was not sent, one prize that was not sent. Excuse me. And it was while we were moving, and we wrote the guy after we moved and said, hey, we've still got it. And he's like, nah, I pass. So with that, we just reimbursed him in his account with 4,000 points to compensate for his forfeiture of his prize. So if one of these contests where somebody wins a prize, if we're giving something away like our Cannabis Cures Cancer shirts, which we've been known to do, or something else maybe, we were giving away Ron Paul stickers for a while. But here's the thing is, if you say, hey, I don't want a Ron Paul sticker, he's not my guy, or hey, I'm not into hemp, it makes my skin feel weird, or whatever, you can pass that up and then exchange it for a point value. It may be at the discretion of the management, but it may actually be labeled. So if the terms define that you will get a point reward as an alternative, then you can accept that. And it keeps it in the community, it keeps it in the economy, and things like that. So we've given away, I don't know, hundreds of shirts and stickers and etched glasses and things like that over the years, and we continue to do that. We want to do that more and keep the message out there. We think that people wearing these shirts that we were printing is like a walking billboard, and it gets a lot more advertising than some really expensive billboard on the freeway. You get that personal touch to it, and we really like that. We congratulate Jared Alloway for his success in doing that, and others too that have done great at getting the message out. So anyway, come check us out at xCannabis.com. We're also setting up a news story site, I don't know if you'd call it a newspaper quite yet, but sort of a blog at sensielife.com, and every once in a while I'll have something to post there. It's been a while. It's been probably a week or two since I posted there, but every once in a while I'll have something to post, and certainly this video will go on there as well. And as far as the forums are concerned, we have like 900 posts. This was an active forum at one time. We have over 400 users, and we have over 900 posts. We have, I think, 25 different forums. You can see these numbers here as far as the posts and the activity level, and certainly we've had a lot of activity in the past, but I've had this in and out of production mode. Sometimes I have it just in development mode, sometimes I just turn it off and ignore it for a while, but now it's getting solid. We've fine-tuned the programming, we've got a adequate server, and we're going to start offering this economy. And we want to recommend taking something like Bitcoin. If you're worried about your privacy or something like that, we can send Bitcoin. We can do it anonymously. You can look into the torproject.org and you can get anonymous browsing that way. If you don't want anybody to know your location, then you don't have to accept a pair of hemp pants or something like that. At certain times, we give Bitcoin away. So, prizes are, rewards are based on availability. Sometimes things will be available, sometimes they won't, but this is our beta. Eventually we will launch into full production mode, but we do not plan on taking the forum down or the Bitcoin program down. This is going to remain permanently. The Bitcoins have been a part of the site since it very began in 2008. And the forum started shortly after that too, a couple months after 2009. And now we've got them integrated together. We've got the xCannabits and the forum integrated together, as well as the comments on the blog posts on the front end of it. And then we've got the store, with products in there. So we've got probably 30 things in the store right now as far as inventory. And anyway, try it out if you have time. Share your opinions. Give meaningful, contributions, like a solution instead of just complaints. I'm not looking for, people just to, mimic or agree. But, if you disagree, please disagree. Let's talk about it. Let's get it out in the open. If there's a problem with a certain issue, and it involves, a very public issue, then let's talk about it. Let's hash it out. This is Ryan at Sensei Life Community News. Check us out at www.xCannabis.com. Peace, pot, and liberty.